What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I thought I would talk about WWE Saturday Night Main Event. Now, to be completely honest with you, I haven't been interested in the WWE product probably for the last 2 months. I think the last show that I actually watched was John Cena's retirement match, and you could say what you want to say about it. I wasn't really a giant fan of it, but it was what John Cena wanted. So, haven't really been watching the Monday Night Raws. I've heard SmackDown's been pretty atrocious. Obviously, I've seen that Drew McIntyre won the belt, and now the Fatal 4-Way will be to challenge Drew McIntyre. That's like the main event tonight. In short terms, I haven't really been fully engaged in the product. I've heard it hasn't been that great. But we have Saturday Night Main Event tonight. We have Royal Rumble next week. Royal Rumble is one of my favorite pay-per-views, so I'll probably do a video about that. So, starting off the pay-per-view, we got Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Judgment Day for the Women's Tag Team Championship match. So, the belts could change tonight. Honestly, with me not being in the mix of watching, I haven't really been fully developed in the Women's Tag Team Championships. Don't get me wrong, all 4 of these women deserve to be on this pay-per-view tonight. I just don't know why they have Rhea Ripley and Io Sky teaming. Like, do they just not have enough for Rhea? For Liv Morgan? For Roxanne Perez? Like, these are legitimate stars that are just, in my opinion, being wasted on tag team talent. I don't think the tag team championships are that valued right now. Just tag team wrestling as a whole is not valued right now. So you have 4 women that could be competing for belts. Yeah, regardless of that, all 4 of those women should put on a killer match. They're going to open the show. WWE has been opening shows with title belt opportunities. They did it at the last Saturday Night Main Event. I think it was the Men's Tag Team Championship. They always like to open up with a banger, so I think the match is still going to be good. I don't think they're going to change titles at a small pay-per-view like this. If anything, I think that they would save it for the Royal Rumble, but that's next week, so I don't know. Maybe there's an interference, right? And then that interference causes these 4 to be in a match at the Royal Rumble. I could definitely see that happening too. Next match we have is the undisputed WWE Championship #1 contender match. Randy Orton versus Trick Williams versus Damian Priest versus Sami Zayn. Now, this one is probably going to be the main event, most likely, with Randy Orton attacking Trick Williams. Priest is already in the mix with Drew McIntyre, and the same thing with Sami Zayn. I think the 2 biggest, reasonable picks is probably going to be Randy Orton or Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is a Muslim. He's always never shied away from his culture, and being in Saudi Arabia, can you imagine the pot that he gets already when he's there? And then he's going to be in a WWE Championship match with Drew McIntyre. That pop would be crazy for him. WWE over the last couple years has prioritized these huge moments for stars, like Roman returning, AJ Lee returning, CM Punk returning. They want the big, crazy pop. So why not have Sami Zayn go into Saudi Arabia for a title opportunity? If that's not a big pop, I have no idea what is. It could be Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre next week for the WWE Championship. But if they don't go that route, but we all know that Randy Orton is slowly approaching retirement. So could this be Randy Orton's last true opportunity at a title shot? Maybe even win the title? I wouldn't be opposed to Randy winning the freaking title. He's been in the title picture for so long. I mean, he was Cody Rhodes' babysitter for how many years? Kevin Owens was beating up on him. He was buddies with him. Kevin Owens put him out on injury reserve for freaking months. He had that great feud with John Cena that we all wanted. It was roles reversed. Cena was the heel. Orton was the babyface. We all kind of knew that Cena was going to hold the title for a while. But, this is Randy Orton's time. I don't think Randy has many WrestleManias left. This could be his last one. You have to make these moments count. Do not mess up with Randy. Use Cena's retirement tour as a clear-cut example of what not to do. This is Randy Orton's time. If you're ever going to put the title back on him, put it on him now. Let him go out and go in WrestleMania and defend the title. Do him right. Do him better than John Cena got. And then finally we get Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu in a 1-on-1. He obviously calls Cody the belt accidentally. That's what Fatu said. But Cody Rhodes has kind of been on this crash out phase where he's just been beating up Fatu. Fatu's been beating him up, and that's been like the entire storyline for SmackDown as a whole. SmackDown is in a place right now where They're not doing very good creatively. I don't know what the hell Road Dogg's doing, but they haven't been in a good spot. But it's Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu, one-on-one. That is like literally the only storyline going into the Royal Rumble, by the way, which I'll talk about that in another video. But that's the only storyline we have. Roman hasn't been involved. Roman's little vignette that he said he was going to join the Royal Rumble, he wasn't even in Montreal on Friday. He just was like, yeah, guys, I'm in it. Like, he refuses to go to SmackDowns or Monday Night Raws. How do you expect people as a whole to be excited when you're not even showing up to the show? He hasn't been on shows in a freaking month. So how do you expect to keep that same energy? Royal Rumble is the start of the WrestleMania season, and I don't feel it at all. I don't feel it at all this year. Last year we had Punk, we had Seth, we had Roman, we had the women's triple threat match, we had all this stuff, and we were like, oh my god, we had Cena going in for his last WrestleMania, all this stuff. This year, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And to be completely honest with you, I don't blame you for not being excited. I'm not excited. I'm all about quality over quantity. 3 matches, you want people to go to a show with 3 matches. All 3 of these matches better hit. Because if people are spending their money for 3 matches, if one misses, your show is already failing. So every match has to perform tonight. Every single one of them has to hit. But if you guys made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. Let me know your comments, your concerns down below. What do you think's going to happen? Obviously, I said I'm going to make a Royal Rumble video very soon. It is next week. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys later.